It's been a hard day's night, and I've been working like a dog.
Are you ready to get down to business? Join seasoned entrepreneur, community leader, and Army veteran Scott Shalom Klein, who will take you behind the scenes with those who work in America's small business scene and speak with leaders making an impact, creating jobs, and telling their story in entrepreneurship. So let's get down to business. On AM 560, The Answer, here's your host, Shalom Klein.
And indeed, we are all about small business, jobs, and entrepreneurship and business. We talk a lot about business here. You're on with Get Down to Business. I'm your host, Shalom Klein. Remember, you can always download podcasts on my website at syklein.com. While you're there, don't forget to follow me on Twitter at Shalom Klein. It's going to be a jam-packed week of content and information you'll not want to miss. And I'm super excited to kick off the program this week with a man, Dr. Persuasion. That's right. It's Dr. Yaniv Zaid. He's an international expert in the field of persuasion, has been a highly sought-after consultant and lecturer teaching others how to improve their marketing, presentation, sales, and persuasion skills. Welcome to the show, Yaniv. Your background is incredibly impressive. Legal scholar, best-selling author, and consultant to governments and firms. So let's jump right in and explore the fascinating world of influence and persuasion. How does that sound?
It sounds great, Shalom. I hear your podcast and I enjoy it very much. So it's a privilege for me to be here.
Oh, fantastic. No, I appreciate that so much. And your journey, my friend, is incredibly unique. What initially drew you into the field of influence and persuasion, especially coming from a legal background?
Yeah, so I joined when I was a student of law and economy. I joined the Debate Society. I am from Israel. I lived in Haifa. It's a city north of Israel. I studied in the University of Haifa, and I started competing in debate competitions worldwide. I had lots of achievements. I reached number 3 in the World Championship in 2003 in South Africa. I reached a semi-final in a European Championship in 2003. So I saw that many people worldwide know the debate, and in Israel it was very, very virgin, this subject. So I decided I would teach it, how to speak in front of people. And then later on, I realized that most of the small, medium businesses and entrepreneurs, they don't know how to speak in front of audience, in front of clients. So my mission in life became teaching people how to speak in front of audience and clients, how to improve their sales abilities, marketing abilities, because it's something they never teach you, in business school, in law school. I studied law, for example, and they taught me everything, private law, banking, public law, criminal law, except I learned everything except 3 things. 1, how to speak in front of judges. 2, how to speak in front of clients. And 3, how to write legal documents. And when you go out as a lawyer, what you need to do? Just 3 things. Speak in front of judges, speak in front of clients, and write legal documents. So everything is practical. They don't teach you in primary school, in high school, in university, in the army. So when you go out to the field and you establish your own business, nobody teaches you those skills, sales, marketing. So this is the gap I'm trying to narrow.
I appreciate you, Yaniv. And I know you consult with governments and major firms. And I'm curious, can you share some core principles or frameworks that contribute to consistent success across different industries, which include, of course, our listening audience from the small business community?
Yeah, marketing and sales are the same with small, medium businesses and large companies. Sometimes even small, medium businesses have a relative advantage because if they learn some new tool, they can adapt it immediately. They don't need to have meetings and wait for the next quarter or next budget or something like that. You just do it tomorrow morning. I think the solution to be a successful business for a long time is to identify your ideal client, to know exactly who your ideal client is, what are their needs and interests and problems, and then adapt your solutions and answers according to their problems and needs. Because if you understand what the market needs, you can be ahead of your competition. You can always plan ahead. You can, predict the future. You know what your clients need in every minute. And then also, if the bigger the problem, the more the client is willing to pay you and is more willing to buy from you. So, for example, if we'll take a bouquet of flowers and I call it a regular flowers, I can sell it in $100. But if I call it a bridal bouquet, flowers for the wedding, then I can charge $500. So they are the same flowers. So what is the difference? The need. So when you buy flowers for the wedding, you don't buy flowers. You buy the winning picture, of a queen for a day of the bride. You buy the pictures that there will be a photo album of the bride and groom, and they will see 10 years from now with the kids, and they will say, "Oh, look how mommy was beautiful." You buy this feeling of $1 million feeling for one day. So this is what you are buying for $500. So if you understand what are the exact needs, exact problems of the client, you can sell them all the time in high prices, even in a saturated market, even if you have crises or depression or something like that, you will always be relevant for your clients.
I'm chatting with Dr. Persuasion. That's Dr. Yaniv Zaid. And Yaniv, your book titles mention sales Bible and public speaking. Can you offer practical tips for our listeners who want to improve their sales and negotiation skills, perhaps focusing on a specific tactic that you might recommend?
I recommend, in order for the client to buy from you, he needs to go over 4 steps. One, it's called know, like, trust, and buy. First step is he needs to know you. Okay, so market yourself, be relevant in as many platforms as possible. Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, mailing list, lectures, books, whatever, as many platforms as you can, so people will know you because they need to know you to know you exist. And then step number 2 is like you. They need to like you. Now, they can like you even though they don't know you personally or they are not clients yet. How can they like you? If they see, for example, your video, they read the article, they saw you on a lecture, they saw you on TV, something like that, and they say, well, I can identify with this company or this guy. And step number 3 is they need to trust you as an expert, because if we consider someone as an expert, we are willing to pay him more, we are willing to buy from him or her, we are willing to talk more about him, viral marketing. So know, like, trust. How can I get the trust? With social proof. So my tip is for small, medium businesses is create yourself, a track record of things you did before. Even if you just open a business now, but you're not, 15 years old. You did something with your life. So you have achievements, you have formal certificates, you have education, you have some maybe clients before, you have success stories, you have failure stories. Okay, also interesting. So prepare a list of social proofs, and when you start talking to your clients by mailing list, by email, by Zoom calls, by marketing conversations, by post, by newsletters, you all the time tell about your success and about your track record, and then people will trust you. And if they follow the 3 steps, they know you, okay, they know you are there, and then they like you, and then they trust you, then they're going to buy from you, and are willing to buy from you in higher prices as well.
This is valuable advice, Yaniv, and we know that everybody wants to go viral these days. I'd be curious, can you shed some light on both the landscape that's out there, overall the marketing community, and how people can, with research-backed strategies, how we can create genuine buzz and engagement, as you said, that's really regardless of what industry we might be in?
Yeah, I studied viral marketing the last 20 years, and my latest book, The 21st Century Sales Bible, is relevant for this. There are 3 things that will make people talk more about you and be good ambassadors for you. One is practical tools. If you teach practical tools in your area, in your expertise, and people will share it with other people that have the same problem. For example, if I'm teaching parenting tools, so if I have a 3 years old kid, I know other parents who has kids with same age, right? So I will share the information. It's very easy technically to share, to share posts or to transfer email. So first is practical tools. Second is stories. Stories is a pattern we know. We all know stories because since we are babies, we were told stories. So it's something we know. So tell stories. People will share the stories. It can be personal stories. It can be failure stories, because people would like to know that you're human, that you also made mistakes. It can be success stories, obviously. It can be other client stories. It can be personal stories, something that you've been through. But stories is a good practical tool that for viral marketing. And number 3 is talking about things on news. There are on news now, because people all the time talk about things that happening, summer, winter, election, William and Harry broke up, or William and Kate, or Harry and his wife, etc. So people are going to talk about things. So if you take something that appeared on the news, and then you give the idea, the item, your perspective, your professional perspective, that people are going to talk about it, because they are obviously talking about Anyway, the news. So they are going to talk about you and the news. So free tools to become viral marketing and let people go and become ambassadors for you. Practical tools, stories, okay, of all kinds of stories, and reaching actual events.
Well, Yaniv, I want to make sure we give a practical tool over here, which is a little bit of homework. And I want to make sure our listeners can find you online and, of course, find your books, which I know are accessible all over the world. You've spoken all over the world. How can we learn more about all of your important work in all of the areas that you've just given us little snippets on?
Yeah, I have a website in English. It's called drpersuasion.com, drpersuasion.com. So check my website. Lots of articles, lots of YouTube videos. You can also check me all over the social media networks. Yaniv Zaid, Yaniv Zaid on Facebook, YouTube, LinkedIn, Twitter, Telegram, Instagram, TikTok, etc. And you can reach me by email, yaniv@yanivzaid.com, yaniv@yanivzaid.com. And I promise to answer any question you may have, and I will be excited to talk to you and help you promote your business, increase your income, build your brand, and build your professional authority.
Thank you, Yaniv. We'll have you back on real soon. Quick break. We'll be right back.